Hi everyone, Liz Ness here. In this video today, we're going to be making, this is going to be so much fun, we're going to be making sort of a faux tie-dye brush that you can make go around in swirls, and I'm really excited to get started. So without further ado, let's just get to it. I have open here a 12-inch by 12-inch canvas at 300 dpi, which is what I usually start with when I'm creating a new brush. However, today I'm not actually creating a new brush, so it really doesn't matter what size canvas you use. Today we're going to be modifying a brush that already exists and comes standard with Procreate. So let's go ahead and get started doing that. We're going to tap our little brush icon up here, and then we're just going to kind of gently roll up, oops, just a little bit so we can see that little plus mark. And then we're going to add our cool and oops, new brush set. There we go. You can call it whatever you want, obviously. And I don't know, is cool even a cool word anymore? I'm not sure. All right, the next thing we're going to do is come down to our calligraphy set here. And let's see, right here is blotchy. We're going to slide that gently over to the left and tap duplicate. And then we're going to bring, this is kind of weird. Let me bring this down so we can see our cool and new set. We're going to bring this up and we're going to wait until there's like a sort of a shadow over recent, and then we can drop our brush and it will actually go into the cool and new. It's just how it works. So let's bring that up. We're going to drag and wait for the shadow and drop. Okay, and now if we tap cool and new, that's where blotchy is. The name cracks me up. I just can't help myself. I crack up every time I see that name, blotchy. I like using blotchy for a lot of things. But and now we're going to use it for tie-dye. So all right, so let's go ahead and tap blotchy to open up the brush studio itself, and so then we can get started modifying this brush. So I want to have spaces in between, because in tie-dye you have the spaces because the shirt has been folded and then tied. So let's go ahead and do something like 50%, I'm thinking. And let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good space, I think. Okay, the next thing is the shape. We're going to play with the shape a bit. Let's see. We're going to go ahead. Oh, we need to turn scatter off because we want to keep it in line the way we want it. Let's see. We want random off. We don't want any sort of weird count jitter going on. We want it to follow our path. So rotation. We're going to go follow stroke. And then let's see, what else do I want to do? I want to squish it because it's a little bit too round right now. So let's go ahead and squish it. So it looks a little bit like that. And actually it needs to be flipped. So right now it's squishing and it's going this way. We want it to go, oops, maybe like more like 90%ish, 91, 89, something like that. And so let's check that out. Yeah, awesome. So that follows the path the way I want it to. Okay, and the reason I chose this particular brush is it's a cool brush. It has neat textures, it has good behaviors already, but it's also a brush that is a script brush, so that, you know, the lighter you press on it, the smaller the detail is, and then if you start pressing harder, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's really pretty cool. And speaking of bigger, let's go ahead and go down to our properties here. And let's see, maximum size. I'm thinking we want to go max. I know it's huge. And then the minimum, let's see, let's go up to something like 14, well, 15, somewhere in there. Let's go ahead and just type in 15 here. Okay. Okay, so now let's just look at that. Yeah, okay. Oh, I like that. It's going to give us a lot of range here. So that looks pretty good. Thing is, I'm not crazy about this grain. So let's go look at the grain now. Okay, that's actually kind of a cool grain for something else. But let's go ahead and edit that as well. So we're going to tap edit, import, source library, and we're just going to kind of scroll through until I find something that looks more like a shirt that's been wrinkled up. So, okay. Oh, that looks great. This dry acrylic wash. Let's do that one. That looks awesome. Okay. So tap done when we're satisfied there. And then let's see. One last thing that's kind of bugging me about the look of this. I feel like this is a little too sharp and actually not squished enough. I need to go back and squish it. But I also feel like the edges are too sharp and that tie-dye is a little bit more bleed. So I want to change that just a bit. Let's see. Okay, I'm ready to go back to shape. And I'm going to, let's see, squish that just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's more like the shape. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here and I want something this is awesome shape. It really is. But I have an idea. I want a little more texture in there, and I also want it to seem a little bit more blurry. And I'm actually thinking that There's one in there, I think it's called Nebula, might be just perfect for it. So let's check that out. Let's see, where is that? Ah, right here. Okay, I don't know. Well, let's just play with it and find out. I just kind of feel like it might have what we want, but okay, let's go ahead and tap done when we're satisfied. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, this really does look, that's so funny. This really looks like there's been a shirt folded and the you know, the dye is kind of leaked in different places and stuff like that. Plus, I love how what's going on here, like it's giving sort of this blurry but kind of point to it. That's actually really cool. So I think this is going to work out great. Okay, so when we're satisfied with all this, we're going to go ahead and tap done. You can leave, you know, in the about the brush, you could give it a title, tie-dye or something like that, and also your name, but I'm not going to do that. Done. I rarely look at the names, even though I also supply names when I sell products, but I know what this is. This is cool and new. Okay, so let's go ahead and test our brush. I actually like that yellow color for a start, so let's go ahead and start somewhere in the center here and just start going out, pressing a little bit harder as we go, something like that. Okay, now let's try the next color, this red. Oh, that's cool. And then we're going to just go right up alongside there. Whoops, I pressed a little too hard. Let's go a little, I'm just excited. Okay, and then let's try like some blue, maybe. That's kind of cool. I think I've got this up a little too high. You know what? I'm so excited I can't help but press. So let's, I need to dial myself down just a tad. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, that's better. That is making a better, yes, okay, much better. So somewhere, let's see, we have it at about 24–25%. That looks good. So back to my yellow here, and then I'm just going to go right up along the edge there. Awesome. That's looking so cool. Take the red. Again, just alongside. Okay, and I think I want some purple. Why not? Okay. And I'm going to go along the edge like that. Okay, so now that's actually pretty cool, but I'm actually thinking that if I smudge a little bit and also erase a little bit, that might be even more interesting. So let's try that and see what that looks like. So we're going to press and hold our smudge tool so that it'll select the same brush that we're using right now. And I'm going to just do kind of the same. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I do kind of like that effect. It does sort of make it look a little more realistic because, you know, it bleeds. Actually, let's go back in here a little bit more. Yeah, the dye will bleed. Okay, so, and then this is kind of funny, but the place where it's tied is going to be sharper color. So let's go ahead and erase. So we're press and hold our eraser to make sure that we get the same brush. And so now let's do the same thing in here. Oh yeah, I'm liking it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, so there you go. Tie-dye. Oh, and I have a feeling that, like, if this is too light, all you have to do is probably duplicate the layer, and, well, just duplicating. You don't even have to multiply. That looks great. So that is how you create your own tie-dye brush. I hope you've had fun, and I hope you have fun with this brush. Oh my goodness, I think I'm going to. Anyway, and more than anything, I hope that your day is amazing. Take care, everyone.